Good morning, gentle people. A good day.
Yes, good day.
How's it going?
Doing well, thank you. How
Oh,
um how are your calves feeling?
they're a little better today. Thank you for asking. Yeah. I think with luck, I may have turned a corner this weekend.
Well, good.
Yeah, yeah. Kent, got any updates for us?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
So last week mostly was around trying to get the Genesis ceremony to finish in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah.
And there were two main optimizations. Um, we well we tried a lot, but there were two that seemed to help. One was that we removed the round trip serialization in our space um, for that would effectively do a deep copy of all the continuations that were returned from it.
Uh
And
huh.
we and the second thing was that we removed or we replaced the internal structure of the sorted par map such that it's no longer a list plus a hash map, but a tree map, um, such that doesn't the whole sort of par map doesn't get sorted. Each
I also understood from Joe that he found a place where the creation was being serialized.
the oh yes, that is still being tested as to whether it increases performance.
Well, on Friday. Joe reported incredible performance speed ups, like from days to 12 minutes.
Yeah, so I haven't been able to reproduce those results, but
Huh.
well, right now, so I guess another thing is I've created a reproducible unit test, so now we don't have to um, look at a harder to parse out integration test, or not even integration, just the actual running on DevNet, um, which was our sort of benchmark before. But now we will have a unit test so that we won't get any kind of discrepancies in terms of our benchmarking process.
Okay. And I understand that. So you're saying you haven't been able to reproduce that test. What, I mean, what was the? Why haven't you been able to reproduce the test? Is it because you ran under the same conditions, you didn't get the same results, or you just couldn't run the test?
Well, so when I ran it on my local computer, it seemed to go slower for whatever reason. Um, I don't know.
Huh.
Maybe I just don't have enough cores, or I don't know. There could be many explanations, I guess.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. So yeah, if you make it parallel and then you only have a single core or whatever, or four cores, whereas you're running it under on the DevNet with 8 cores, that would make a difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that concludes my updates.
Cool. Cool. So can you say a little bit more about the round trip?
Yeah, so in order to do a deep copy of all our continuations that were returned from our space, we would call round trip, which would effectively encode and decode the continuations that we were about to be returning from our state. And this ensured that if for some reason we mutably modified those continuations, then they wouldn't be in any way affected on the R space layer. But we don't mutably affect any continuations returned on either Rolang or the Casper layers. And so it should be safe to just remove.
Now, why were we doing this in the first place?
Because if we did mutably, so this goes back to when, so some of the original tests that our space had to go through included one in which we would we would have like our space tests that were unrelated to Rolang, and one of them was called the string captor. But the idea is it would basically be like a persistent continuation, but it would just capture the string that came in. And so the first time it captured something, it would print the string, and the second time it would print the string and whatever came before it, and so on. And essentially it would keep a string builder, or where it would append or mutably modify the string that it internally kept track of for each, I guess, produce for the example. And so when Ukash modified the old hot store to the current one, he decided to, because he wanted to replicate the exact behavior of the old R space. It remained that way, or like that. Yeah, it was always that way. Yeah, originally, and so that came over along with that test.
I see. Okay, I see. So, yeah, this was some legacy implementation choices, and removing them gets us some significant performance improvement.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. Well, sorry. Had to take care of something. Yeah. So, well, those are great updates. So, where are we with respect to the Genesis ceremony? What you're thinking?
So we're still trying to find ways to get it executing faster. And so, so, so I left off with getting the reproducible unit test. This is now in a PR
Okay.
review. And next steps are, well, first of all, resolving Joe's updates on Friday. They're, maybe or like an example resolution that would be helpful is maybe there's a bug in the way that I've written this unit test or something like that that doesn't allow for the parallelism to come through. But if it turns out that there is no performance improvements indeed, then the last bottlenecks were related to hash m equals m and stack safety. Essentially, all of these are like stack safe versions of the standard calls. And so we'll have to find
Yeah.
a way.
We knew that stack safety was going to
Yes,
potentially.
stack safety. Yeah, so like the other approach, or like the reason that Joe was trying parallelization on the Rolang front is we're trying to see if we can reduce calls from the Rolang end. So essentially like inlining contract calls. There's a lot of call delegation, or like pretty, I don't know how to say, like trivial call delegation in our so-called standard libraries, like either.row and like non-negative number.row, and hopefully inlining some of those, or just simplifying their
Yeah, but that'll only get you tiny percentages. You need, I mean, I guess tiny percentages repeated over lots and lots of calls will be hefty, but
yes.
Yeah.
Although it's like, we know it's significant in some sense, in the way that like the transfer calls are significantly faster than the vault creation. And so, and like it corresponds to the number of COM events that transfer versus vault creation goes through. Or at least, I haven't done an actual count, but that's basically based on eyeballing. And yeah.
Okay. All right. So how much improvement have we got so far? We went from whatever it was, 72 hours and still not complete, to what?
So the bulk of the improvement from the round trip, like we've never actually gotten a full run on this, but my estimate would be something around 24 hours.
24 hours?
Yes.
Okay, so you got it down from more than 3 days to to 1 day. That's your thinking.
Yeah.
So cute. Okay, all right. Well, that's an improvement for sure. That's an improvement. All right. Well, let's keep working on this. We really need to get this nailed down. But it's good that it's good that we're making progress in the right direction.
Nope.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, I will have square root updates next week. This week was again really demanding in terms of day-to-day stuff. Lots of, but you know, as people know, a lot of very positive things happen for the co-op. Not the least of which is that Mike Stay will be joining us. We have his contract, and we'll be executing that today. So we are we'll be having someone return to the team that has been a really good contributor.
And will Mike Stay, will his focus be solely on Rolang or other aspects of the project?
So, some aspects, but you know, largely Rolang.
Okay.
Yeah. We need for example, the registry is currently scheduled to be rewritten, and Mike can help out with that. We're going to rewrite the registry in Rolang.
Right.
So Mike can help out with that.
Well, good. Yeah, he'll be a valuable asset to the team.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And hopefully this week I have enough of the day-to-day off my plate. I can return to doing some fun math.
Yeah, there you go. Good for you.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Okay, I think that's it. I'm gonna also see if we can reach out to Vlad and get him and his crew to return. They've been absent for so long. I wonder if they're ever coming back.
Right.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a collective embarrassment, as you know, after Metallic's announcement on July 13th.
Yep, that's a good point.
I noticed that most of Vlad's tweets are about legal things these days and not about technical things.
Mm.
Yeah. But all right, well, let's call it here, and I'll see you guys next week.
Very good. Thanks, everyone. Have a
Thank
good
you.
week.
Thank you. Yeah. Ciao.